So some sort of world record in that. As you can tell, space is fairly tight. So I have to say, when I actually look behind this car, when Kerry Royal, the driving behind it, I can see all the rust water coming out of it. It was all lopsided because that tyres on that side aren't pumped up. Couldn't get near them. And I was to say, yeah, the general state of it, it has deteriorated really since I bought it. We wouldn't do British weather under a bit of tarpaulin that was holier than bulk. Just thought to myself, I've made a massive mistake buying this car. But then I thought, actually, no. I'm going to have a little look at this car now anyway. So this is what the interior, well, the engine bay of a 40-odd-year-old Lada that hasn't really been looked after looks like. You can tell, yeah, there's trees opposite where my mum lives, so they've made their way through. You know, it's all very. Ugh. Oh, I regret leaving this out for as long as I did. Don't know what that is. Well, that looks important. Where did that come from? Oh, I don't know. So yeah, it's a 1.2 block in here, I think. The guy I bought it from said the guy who he bought it from did some of, I think his missus rebuilt the carburettor, which for the young lads is under that thing. But as far as I'm concerned, this is coming out and have the K series put into it. I do need to measure it up though first, because to be honest, if you mess about with a bulkhead, there's legislation and different sorts of rules that are involved with that, which I'd need to sort out. So the easiest thing, if this engine's too long, is to move it forward, and I just about have a bit of room, maybe. I don't know. We'll have a look. Going further into it, if you can see without the glare. That's a fail. That's a fail. That's a fail. That's a fail for many reasons. Yeah. Thankfully though, as you can see in the coronavirus infested interior, that thing in the box there is a new windscreen. Came with the car, which is great. That's one less thing to worry about getting, because right there, bought a few bits and pieces for it. I think I got 2 sills, outer sills and inner sills, I don't know. The other side, which I can't get really round to at the moment, I don't think, looks a little bit dodgy, but not as dodgy as what's on here. See, all the way along. Rusty. A little bit on the roof there. Paint is, well, 40 odd G's old, doesn't really matter now, does it? It's obvious how bad it's going to be. The rust here as well, all along here. This door doesn't open, but this one does. Oh, let's move that thing. That's a project that See, I don't have this much space on the other side as well, which is great because right there, where's my finger? Oh, there. Right there under my thumb, well, finger, sorry, is where the worst part of the rust is, well, was when I bought it. Can I put the light on? That's all, 1 sec. Good enough. You can see in there, it's all a bit damp, so there's water coming in from somewhere. This is supposed to be red, if you can tell, yeah. That's what it should be like. But, yeah, we can do a nice plan for this, I think. All of this, because you see, I think that button there is what operates the, actually this. I'm probably going to get Legionnaires now from this. See? That's how you operate the windscreen wash. There's it's push button, so it's very spongy under feel. So that you know, you're driving along and that's what you use to clean your windscreen with. But all that trim there, that metal, faux metal thing, I want to replace that for a strip of aluminium, brushed aluminium, maybe, hopefully. But you know what? That's a nicety to have. The seats, I'm in two minds whether to keep them, because I did buy that Rover outside for the seats and the engine. And I thought the seats would look good in here if they fit. They should fit. Put it this way, they will fit, whether they'll want to or not. I don't know. Kind of like the look of these seats, but then the other ones are more comfortable and a bit more protective in the event that someone decides to like your bum too much and come up behind you. So I don't know. There's no rear seats. I can't really open the door. I haven't really spent much time. Look at the lovely headline. Ugh. Oh, I'm pissed off that I've left it this long. Oh, okay. Yeah, but that should all clean up, hopefully. You know, the back shelf there, do something with. You know, it's a big job. It's a really big job. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. To be honest. Oh, self-closing doors. Clunk. Well, what I will do now, let's have a look in the boot, because I need to go through and see what actually I've got, what bits and pieces I've got in the in here as spare parts, which they're all in the back there, and then hopefully start making a note of what bits need doing what. But I think really just needs a strip. I just need to strip this out and make a move with sorting out the underfloor, maybe jack it up a bit, but we'll see. Just remembered when we were getting this onto the it's all, yeah, not power steering, and I love this. I actually really like this steering wheel. Yeah, just as well it doesn't move because it doesn't work. This key is dodgy as hell, so once we're out of lockdown, I'm gonna go to my local Timpson's and get some cut. But, first on the list are headlights, wet headlights. I think these are the UK spec ones, because obviously it's don't want to say foreign car, but you know, it's not not meant for driving on the whichever side we drive on. I can't remember now. Left, that's it. So keep that there. Oh, they're all wet. That's the other one to it. Now these are either, you can't see, well you can, in here. They look fairly new. Okay, so I've got rear brakes. That's a good start. Kicked you again, apologise. Original first aid kit, which is empty. That's quite good. That's good. I'm going to clean that up. That'll be another project to do. You can move over there. Right. New glass. German quality brake pads, 100% asbestos free. Good. No lung cancer for me. That's not even my dog that's next door. Alright, side lights, which is good because the two of them on the front are knackered, smashed and everything. It's not really going to last long. Bulbs, very manky looking light. Put all the light back in here actually. That'd be a good idea, isn't it? I am having a bath after this. I tell you that for free. Right. See, I'm afraid. Part of me is thinking, shit, what am I gonna find? Because I haven't even gone through this. Can you see that? A load of old bits and pieces. Wet pieces, bits and pieces. Put them there. A nut. Well, the story is, I think, that the guy I bought this car off was, well, actually the story, I haven't a clue what happened to the car. All I know is that the guy I bought it from someone else, and I think the person before him bought all of this stuff to do it up, and for whatever reason didn't follow through. So it's fun. Plastic bag. So after filming this, I asked on the Lada group on Facebook, and the answer is that these plates are the oil sump and under engine protection plates. Trim. There's a lot of trim on there actually. Everything's a little bit damp. Just doesn't really fill me with a huge amount of confidence. These are the floor mats. Because there is none in the car now. The rubber backed. Well, that's all rubber really, aren't they? So yeah, put that in the car. Yeah, I've no real place to put them. And to be honest with you, they're not going back on the car. Because I'd like to put proper carpets in. A little bit of Western decadence for myself. Right. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, lovely. God, we're not. Oh, book. Bit wet. All in Russian. What I bought. It's completely different to the one we get. I'll let that dry off and have a look. I need a lot now. Yeah. More door trim. But I don't think it's all complete. Oh, some nuts and bolts. That's the drum. That's a repair kit for the drum, for the rear drums, I think. And something in there. It's brake related, I think. There was a ratty style steering wheel that the Lithuanian guy who brought this car over to the UK first, he put in. Do need a light, don't I? One moment. Is this any better? I'll tell you one thing, it's not better for me to fucking get anything. Belt buckle's important when you don't want to die and crash. More rear drums, but I think a lot of these will be thrown out. What's this? That's heavy. That's actually, I don't know what the fuck that is. As I say, I think a lot of this will be in the bin. Think trimmed, we already know. Rear drum. Official Lada pad coming. And there's a bit of door trim. I keep saying door trim, it's not door trim, is it? It'll be trim for, well, it's trim for the car, isn't it? That's alright. What's this for? So what do we do? We work out what the frig I was thinking when I bought it. And once I get past my own madness or insanity, need to go at it with whatever bleach is available that hasn't been panic bought from the shop. It's a windy door, banging against the trolley. Clean all of this out. The floor mats that are coming, well, the floor carpets, sorry, that are in there. I think there's one left on the transmission tool that will come out, and then store that somewhere because there'll be templates for when all this is done, and you know, need templates to put proper nice new carpet in. Take the seats out, see what state the floor is in from here, because obviously it's on the driver's side it's a bit damp, and yeah, that won't be the only place where it's damp. I think there was water on this, on the rear side as well last time. So I just want to see what state the floor is in this side, interior side, and then try and get underneath it. I've got jack stands, axle stands, sorry, so jack it up. Although one of those axle stands was meant to be holding that door open, so I can't stop the door shutting. Hopefully it does better at stopping the ladder falling on me. The problem there is that I know there's welding to be done. Probably a lot more than what I'm thinking in my head at the moment. But I need to get that engine out, because I'm not having that engine in. Got an MX5 gearbox there to go into it along with the K-Series outside. Need to do some measuring. Need to make sure whether that engine will fit, basically. So it might be a case of jacking the car up and seeing how long the current engine is. Try and measure as much as I can, like lengthways. Not so fussed about widthways, because I think it'll fit. I mean, plenty of room in there. I'll show you in a second. Or actually, what I'll do some clever editing, and you'll see me, you know, doing a bit of a whirlwind tour, arty shots of the engine bay. Say arty, whatever passes on YouTube. Alright, but yeah, just wants to know, once I'm happy that the K-Series are going in, without too much messing about, I can then take the engine out, and then I can jack the car up, and then have at it with all the rust, and then I think really that's the most sensible point to stop and just think, well, actually, don't get too far ahead, because if I get too far ahead, I'm like, well, still stuck on step A when step E, where you start turning this engine over, and it's lovely sound all the work you've done on it. A very long road ahead, and don't need to dishearten myself with not getting the basics done right. During the arty filming I was doing there, I know it's great, wasn't it? Thought I wanted, like, if you're not sure or not really, you don't know anything like me about Ladas, it's worth pointing out a few things. This is a bag. That's for the screen wash there. But the other thing is that little thing there. Where is it? That's a bulb. So when you're broken down at night, you can see what's going on. Look at the bullet holes. Do you think that was a stone chip? Do you think that was a stone chip? Or were they just bullets from the KGB? Who knows? Top quality Lithuanian carpet.